Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit True of My Chest and it's by user Let Me Be Alone, huh? My wife left me after she got in shape and now wants to get back together. I am not sure why I am posting this. I probably want some validations as my life turned upside down recently. I, 32 male, was married to my wife, 33 female, for 4 years, and we had a great marriage so far. I was madly in love with my wife. She fell into depression mainly due to her job in 2022. I tried to support her in every way and suggested her going to the gym or doing any kind of sports to de-stress. I had my own depression episode before we got married, and what saved me was going to the gym. She agreed to that and we started going there together. I could not go as frequently as in the past since my workload got heavier after my promotion. However, I tried my best to be there with her. She used to be a bit chubby, which I loved, and after seeing some changes with her body, she started to go there regularly. It also helped her with her depression and she got better. I was really happy to see her get better and livelier. She looked more confident, got more aggressive in bed, and so on. However, after a while, that confidence level started to affect our relationship for worse. She started going to parties and going outside to a point she completely stopped doing her share in the house. That proceeded with me seeing her getting flirty with a guy at a meetup we went. I communicated my feelings to her and she dismissed them. After several of these instances, I had her sit down with me and told her that she is riding high on her newly found confidence and emotions right now. I clearly stated she should not make decisions or actions according to that confidence right now. I know it well. It was one of my worst traits. I used to be extremely emotionally driven in the past. I suggested we go to a marriage counselor and all hell broke loose. She said vile things to me, like how she realized she settled down with me after getting better and she could do much better than me. She said I am insecure and other things. This woman used to be the sweetest person on earth and I was shocked after hearing the things she said to me. She filed for divorce the following month and I did not hear much from her other than some lawyer talks. Our court seeing is scheduled to be next month and my lawyer told me there is a high chance it'll be concluded then. There is not much to share. Similar income, only shared asset is our joint account, similar savings and no kids. House is my mom's so it's out of the division. I had accepted my marriage is going to end like that. Then last week, she called crying and told me she regrets everything. She apologized over and over again, but I felt disappointed. Not angry, not sad, but just disappointed. She did not text me or call me even once since the divorce started. I did not even know where she was since she last left the home. I told her there is no going back now. She has been messaging me non-stop. My family supports my decision and tells me I should not back down. My in-laws were shocked when they heard about the divorce. They are now telling me to rethink everything. I will 99.9% not back down, but as I said, I'm just looking for validation and maybe wanted to vent. Thank you for reading. Well, OP, let me say, I absolutely validate how you're feeling and how you're going to go through with this, not backing down, not taking her back. It sucks that she went through a depression, you helped her out and she got more confidence, but then she just went to the other extreme. She said she could do better than you, and better than you lasted, I'm guessing, what the fling lasted. Then she hit the hard wall of reality and now she wants you back. Honestly, OP, I would have no interest in talking to her. Anything she has to say to me, she can do that through a lawyer. You don't owe her anything. I wouldn't even leave her on read. I just wouldn't read the messages or pick up the phone calls. Then I'd talk to my lawyer to see if there's anything else I need to add, like any documents or anything that would help me tie this up with a bow and be done with it by the time the hearing is done. And then just focus on yourself and to move on with your life. And what do you guys think about OP's situation? How would you go about it, or what would you do if you were in his shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Mrs. Mojo825 says, I've lost almost 80 pounds this year after my heart took a crap. I decided I wanted to live, so I go to the gym every day. I've turned my health around and look better and better every day. Lots of men in the gym notice me now. I get hit on and even had an older man try to kiss me. My husband loved me over 300 pounds and stayed. He stood beside me at my worst, and he definitely deserves me at my best. He isn't doing his best right now. As long as he is treating me well, I'm gonna stand by him, just like he did for me. He helped love me back to life. Now it's my turn to do the same. H. Simpson says, oh boy, seen this before. Here's what's actually happening. She got into better shape, had a surge of confidence, received validation from other men, and decided she could do better. It did not work out with the other guy or he just pumped and dumped. Now she's back. Shocking. Probably monkey branching. Don't get caught up in the emotions of your past because that person you loved doesn't exist anymore. She's gone. The person trying to reconcile with you is the one who tossed you away and divorced you because something better came along. I'm not against you getting back together, but you absolutely need to go through with the divorce. Once the divorce is complete, everyone has a clean slate for a fresh start. Do not change course without consulting your attorney. And Critical Bank 5269 says, she's been out sleeping around with multiple men while that divorce action has been pending. She won't change. She's just fearful of the whole post-divorce unknown. I guarantee you that her behavior won't change if you take her back. She filed. Her second thoughts are too little too late. Odds are she tried to turn a fling into a real relationship and the guy said no. She was probably actively cheating the entire time. I see it all too often. They have a glow up and then start cheating. Additional information from OP's comments. We've been separated for about 5 months. Also, I did not even understand why she left me after getting in shape. I am in shape too. It's not like I was overweight. It has been a while since going to the gym for me before we started together, but I was not in bad shape at all. I could probably get back to my shredded years with 1 year of regular workout. And my wife was not even overweight or extremely big, just chubby. It actually made her more attractive for me with all the curves. I would even go as far as to say she was more attractive for me before she lost weight. That behavior shift just from losing weight seemed incredibly weird to me. I have not seen her switching like this before. Well, the community was absolutely on OP's side and just reinforcing what he already knew, that he just can't take her back and that this relationship is over. So let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. We are officially divorced. There was not much to share, so it went smooth as butter according to my lawyer. I've never talked to her other than through lawyers as much as she wanted me to. She tried to talk to me one-on-one and get closure, but I just do not want that. I think I gave myself my own closure, and the conclusion is having my best life and moving on. That's the best thing I can do. It's not that I do not care why she left me or what she did during that time. It's just that I don't want to know. I've been living without her for months now. At first, it was difficult and I cried all night some days, but after a few months, I feel like I came to accept everything. What peace will it give me to learn what and why when I already accept everything other than hurting me? For once, I want to prioritize my peace of mind in this whole process. My parents and friends are here to support me, and I'm glad that I have such a great support circle. As for what my plans are, renovate my office room in the house, get back to the gym and live my best life. I've been wanting to renovate my office room for a while now, and that's what I'll start with. I started hitting the gym at the same time. I believe my body is good, but I have some extra fat. Dieting proved itself difficult because I am a tiramisu addict. Smiley face with a tear. For the dating part, I uploaded a few apps and tried out how I'm doing. I got a decent number of matches, but realized I do not feel like doing it right now. I'll focus on my own hobbies, well-being, and wants for now. Thank you for all the support and help in the last post, and thanks for the good wishes. Well, OP, you're done, and it sounds you are completely ready to move on. You've got a plan and you're already executing it. So on that note, here's wishing you the best in the future, OP. Thanks so much for sharing and take care. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user Shirzad71. Am I the a-hole for leaving my girlfriend after she got a dog? Hello, I'm 25 male and my girlfriend is 23 female. We've been together for over a year and we generally have a great relationship. She's funny and kind. However, yesterday when I got home, there was a golden retriever in our house. When I asked my girlfriend whose dog it was, she smiled and said, "Ours." I wasn't sure if she was joking or being serious, so I kept asking whose dog it was. She kept smiling and saying "ours," and then proceeded to say the dog's name. I don't really remember what she said her name was since a lot was going through my mind. She even told the dog to say, "Hi Dad." I told her that she couldn't be serious right now, and she replied, "Why?" with a big smile. I didn't say anything else and just left the house and went to a hotel. At the beginning of our relationship, I had told her that I don't like dogs and can't be in the same room with one. Even when I see one in public, I put a good distance between me and the person walking the dog. I told her if she ever wanted a pet, she would have to get a cat or something else that is not a dog. While at the hotel, my girlfriend called me a couple of times, but I didn't answer. Then she texted me, saying that I was overreacting and that my fear of dogs is ridiculous. She said I should at least give it a try and live with the dog for a while, and that she and the dog would help me overcome my fear. But I never asked to overcome it, and honestly, it never bothered me as long as there were no dogs in my house. I never got bothered by one in public because I always put a good distance between me and dogs. I have never even petted a dog before and never will. I ignored her messages and just went to sleep as I wanted to decide what to do when my head is clearer. I don't want to be the guy who says it's either me or the dog. She clearly likes dogs and I don't, so I was thinking of just breaking up with her, even though she has been amazing throughout the year. Am I the a-hole for wanting to break up with her over this? Hold on a second, OP. So while you were dating, you specifically told her that you don't like dogs, you can't be near a dog, you never ever expressed you wanted to get over your fear of dogs, and regardless if she thinks your fear is irrational or not, which is absolutely irrelevant, she decided to help you get over the fear of dogs by dismissing everything you've ever told her, telling you your fear is ridiculous, and bringing a dog to live with you in your house. And to all that I say, no, you're not the a-hole. This is not a decision she gets to make for you. At a minimum, she should have brought up that she'd like to have a pet, specifically a dog, and when you say no, that should have been it and she should have just dropped it. And I agree, there's no need for an ultimatum. You've already been thinking about breaking up with her due to this, so I would say just keep true. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments. Musketeer says, not the a-hole. Even if you didn't have a fear of dogs at all, she had no right to make such a huge decision for your household without even talking to you about it. This adds a huge layer of responsibility to you both, and since she knew it was a hard limit for you and did it anyway, I don't see where she found the audacity. You're not making her choose between you and the dog. You're asking her to respect your long-established boundary and fix the mistake she made. Visual Lobster 6625 says, not the a-hole. I'm a dog lover, but if my husband said that he absolutely was terrified of dogs, I wouldn't bring one home. It's not even about the dog at this point. It's the fact that she completely disregarded your feelings and boundaries and basically expects you to suck it up. And Protozoa Patriot says, not the a-hole. Even if you love dogs, she needs to discuss this with you before getting one. OP's comment. This is not an update, but I want to make some things clear since I can't reply to all the questions, over 1,000 comments. 1. Was it a puppy or a dog? No, it wasn't a puppy, it was a full-grown dog. 2. Why did you leave without talking to her? I left to avoid saying anything out of anger and needed to clear my head before talking to her. That's also why I didn't answer her calls or messages. Her messages made me even angrier as I didn't want or need any help. 3. Is it your house or her house? I pay the rent of the house and she moved in with me after we talked and decided to live together. Since my place was closer to both of our workplaces and bigger, we decided to move in here. She was struggling financially and she insisted on paying half the rent, but I didn't let her pay till she get into a better place financially. And 4. Why did you post on Reddit? I made this post as I was still not sure what to do after waking up. The reasons I wanted to break up are: 1. I felt disrespected that she would make such a big decision in our house without informing me beforehand. This isn't just about the dog. I believe anyone in a relationship should make big decisions together, and her not thinking the same is a big issue for me. 2. I felt betrayed that she would use my phobia against me and say it's ridiculous since it's not something I can control or choose to have. And 3. I don't want her to not have a dog if she really wants one. I've seen her looking at dog reels on Instagram a lot, but never thought she wanted one since she never mentioned it. When we started our relationship, I told her I can't be around dogs because I know this can be a deal breaker for some, but she still said she didn't mind, which now makes me mad that she said that. Okay, well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole, and OP gave us a lot of context as to what's going on in his mind right now. So let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. First of all, I want to thank everyone for their feedback and support. After reading many comments from both perspectives, people who were saying I'm not the a-hole and the ones who were saying you're the a-hole, I went to see my girlfriend and we talked for a bit. I told her what she did was wrong, but she insisted I was overreacting and she wasn't ready to apologize. After talking a bit more, I told her I wanted to break up with her. At first, she didn't believe me and thought I was trying to hurt her or get revenge on her. Then she started crying and then she got angry and tried to hit me. I held her down until she calmed down. After a while, she talked again and she said, "What am I supposed to do?" She mentioned that she can't take care of the dog by herself, so I offered to help her find a new place for the dog. I also offered that if she didn't want to move out, she could stay at my place and I would find a new place for myself. Additionally, I told her that I would cover her rent for this month. I know I didn't have to do any of these things, but I couldn't just leave her like that and I don't want to see her suffer or have a hard time. She said thanks for the offer and that she would think about it. I could tell that she was still in shock, so I didn't really know what to say to her and I didn't want her to feel worse, so I decided to give her some space. For the past couple of days, I have been staying with a friend and I had him bring some of my stuff until my ex-girlfriend decides if she wants to stay there or find a new place for herself. I decided to give her a couple of days to decide. The day after I broke up with her, my friend and I tried to find a new place for the dog as she couldn't take care of her. She told me she took the dog to one of her friend's houses, but her friend couldn't help her with finding a permanent place for the dog. Honestly, none of this is good for my mental health and I have taken a week off of work just to solve everything. I can't leave the dog on the street and I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do that in the UK. Anyways, we had no luck and couldn't find any place for the dog, so we decided to try again tomorrow. After me and my friend went back to his home, my ex called me. She called to ask for one more chance and she apologized. I said, I forgive you and what's done is done, but I think it's better if we go our separate ways. She wasn't happy with that. I will just skip this conversation here since she was just cursing and saying I will never find someone like her or that I will die single, etc. A day later, which was yesterday at the time of making this update, my friend called me saying he got good news. He found someone to take the dog and we are still waiting for that person to take her. On the same day, around 11:30 p.m. to 12 a.m., my ex started calling me again. It was quite late, so I decided to wait for her to leave a message to see what she wanted, but she kept calling. When I finally picked up, she asked me to forgive her again. I told her that I already have, but we're simply not compatible, and I told her, "You're young and beautiful, you will find someone else." But she got even more pissed. Anyway, that's basically it for now. Thank you again for all your support and advice. It means a lot to me. Well, OP, you found a house for the new dog and you are moving on with your life. Hopefully your ex-girlfriend will understand that you just don't do this kind of crap in relationships. Anyways, here's wishing you the best in the future, OP. Thanks for sharing and take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.